My friends, I want you to hear me tonight. I want you to listen with your heart, not just with your ears, because what I'm about to say could change your life. We live in a world full of noise, a world that pulls us, pressures us, and provokes us. People cut us off in traffic. They speak without thinking. They hurt us, sometimes on purpose, sometimes by accident. And if we're not careful, we carry that weight inside us. It builds up, it burns, and one day it explodes. And what does anger do? Does it fix the problem? Does it heal the wound? No, it chains us. It turns us into something we never wanted to be. Anger is not power, it is poison. And the tragedy is that poison does not destroy the one who wronged us, it destroys us. I want to tell you a story. There was a man named John. John was a good man, hard-working, faithful to his family, always trying to do right, but John had a temper. Every small slight, every little inconvenience set him off. He would raise his voice, slam the door, and let anger rule his home. One evening, after a long and frustrating day, he came home in a storm of fury. His little daughter, just 5 years old, ran up to him, smiling, arms wide open. She had spilled some juice on the floor while trying to surprise him with a glass of water. And what did John do? He yelled, he shouted at that innocent child, his own daughter. Her smile vanished, her little hands trembled, and her heart, once so full of love, learned something new that night: fear. That night, John lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, and a question echoed in his mind. Did I win? Did he feel stronger, better, wiser? No, he felt small. He felt weak because deep down he knew he had lost something far greater than his patience. He had lost a moment of love. My friends, how many of us have done the same? How many times have we traded love for anger, peace for frustration, joy for bitterness? How many moments have we thrown away because we let something so small, so temporary, steal our happiness? But I have good news for you today. You don't have to live this way. You don't have to be a prisoner of anger. There is another way, a higher way. And it starts with a decision. Right now. The next time someone offends you, pause, breathe. Before you react, ask yourself, is this moment worth my peace? Is this anger worth my joy? I promise you, 99 times out of 100, the answer will be no. Look at the most powerful people in history. Leaders, visionaries, peacemakers. Do you think they wasted their strength on anger? No. They understood that their energy was too valuable to be given away to every petty insult, every minor frustration. Mahatma Gandhi faced insults and threats, yet he stood with grace. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years, but he walked out of that cell without a trace of bitterness. Jesus himself, hanging on that cross, bleeding, mocked by his enemies, said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And yet we, over a rude comment, over a spilled cup of coffee, lose ourselves. My friends, tonight I challenge you to rise higher. I challenge you to choose peace over anger, love over bitterness, wisdom over reaction. Your life is too precious, your time too short, your purpose too great to be wasted on things that do not matter. So tonight, as you leave this place, make a decision. No one will have the power to steal your joy again. No traffic jam, no rude stranger, no bad day, because your peace is your power. And that, my friends, is how you win. Now go and live like a champion. Imagine a fire. It starts small, a single spark, an irritation, a careless word. But if left unchecked, it grows, consuming everything in its path. That is what anger does. It spreads not only within you, but to those around you. It poisons conversations, relationships, and even your own mind. And the worst part, it does not harm the person who wronged you. It harms you. The stress, the resentment, the frustration, they sit in your heart like a heavy stone. But the one who controls their anger walks free. They choose peace over chaos, wisdom over impulse. And that, my friends, is true strength. Every moment of anger is a moment of love lost. You may think you are just raising your voice, just expressing frustration, just reacting. But in that moment, something deeper is happening. You are pushing away the people who care, creating distance where there should be closeness. A harsh word spoken in anger cannot be taken back. A slammed door, a cold stare, a moment of fury, all leave invisible scars that last far longer than the emotion itself. Think of a father who comes home after a long day, stressed, exhausted. His child runs to him, excited to share a small joy, but he is too frustrated to see it. He brushes them off, maybe snaps, and in an instant, the light in that child's eyes dims. The father may forget the moment, but the child will remember. Love is fragile. It is built in 1,000 small moments, and it can be damaged in just one. You may win the argument, you may silence the other person, but what have you really won? A temporary sense of control at the cost of connection? Anger does not make you stronger, it makes you isolated. And in that isolation, love is lost. There is a moment before every reaction, a fraction of a second, where you have a choice to let anger control you or to take control of yourself. Most people don't recognize this moment. They let frustration take over, snapping back, raising their voice, reacting without thinking. But what if, in that split second, you paused? What if, before saying a single word, before making a single gesture, you asked yourself, is this anger worth my joy? Because that is exactly what is at stake. Your peace, your happiness, your energy. Picture a person cutting you off in traffic. Your first instinct might be to yell, honk, let frustration take over. But what does that accomplish? The driver doesn't hear you. They don't feel your anger, but you do. Your heart rate rises, your mood shifts, and suddenly your entire day is affected by someone you will never see again. Was it worth it? Now imagine pausing, taking a deep breath, letting it go. Your peace remains intact. Your energy stays with you. Anger demands your attention, but peace requires a decision. And the most powerful people in the world are not those who let emotions rule them, but those who rule over their emotions. The greatest leaders, the ones who changed history, were not those who reacted impulsively to every insult or injustice. They were the ones who mastered their emotions, who stood firm in the face of adversity without being controlled by anger. Strength is not in the loudest voice or the fiercest temper. It is in the ability to remain calm when the world around you is chaotic. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, falsely accused, unjustly treated. He had every reason to be bitter, to let anger consume him. But when he walked free, he chose forgiveness over rage, peace over revenge. That is real power. Gandhi faced humiliation, oppression, and violence, yet he never let anger dictate his actions. Instead of reacting with hatred, he responded with wisdom. And Jesus, mocked, beaten, and crucified, looked down at his oppressors and said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." That is strength beyond measure. Imagine two people in the same situation. One faces an insult with anger, escalating the conflict, ruining their mood and carrying resentment for hours. The other hears the same words, smiles, and moves on, untouched, unshaken. Who is stronger? Who truly wins? It is not the one who fights every battle, it is the one who chooses which battles are even worth their time. The ability to stay at peace, to refuse to let the outside world dictate your inner world, is one of the rarest and greatest strengths. People will try to steal your peace. Situations will tempt you to react. But when you decide, truly decide, that nothing and no one will shake you, you unlock a level of power that few ever achieve. Rise above. There will always be people who test your patience, circumstances that challenge your peace, and moments that tempt you to react in anger. But you are not here to be controlled by emotions, to be tossed around by every irritation that comes your way. You are here to be stronger than that, wiser than that. Every day you have a choice to allow the world to dictate your mood or to take full ownership of your emotion. And when you decide that no one will have the power to steal your joy again, you reclaim control over your life. Imagine walking through a storm. The wind howls, the rain pours, but you remain steady. Others may panic, complain, or fight against the storm, but you walk forward unshaken because you know that storms pass and strength is found in endurance. That is how you must approach life. The insults, the inconveniences, the disappointments, they are just passing storms. If you react to every raindrop, you will always feel drenched. But if you rise above, if you stand firm in your peace, you will move through life with a power that nothing and no one can take from you. You have a choice every single day. In every moment, you have the power to decide. Will you let anger control you, or will you rise above it? Will you waste your energy on things that do not matter, or will you protect your peace like the priceless treasure it is? True strength is not in loud reactions or fiery tempers. It is in restraint, in wisdom, in knowing that your joy is too valuable to be stolen by temporary frustrations. The greatest leaders, the most powerful people, the ones who have left their mark on history, were not those who let emotions rule them, but those who mastered their emotions. They understood that every moment of anger is a moment of love lost. They knew that not everything deserves a reaction, that people's actions reflect who they are, not who you are. And so today, I challenge you, walk out of this place with a new mindset. Decide that no one will have the power to steal your joy again. The storms will come, but you will stand firm. The provocations will arise, but you will stay unmoved, because your peace is your power. And from this day forward, you are in control.